What's up guys, Groovy Guitar Dude here with a beginner guitar tutorial for Fast Car by Tracy Chapman. If this video helps you out, hit that like and subscribe button, and the guitar that we're jamming on today is called an Orangewood Brooklyn. Guys, the first thing that you want to know to play Fast Car on guitar is that in order to keep the song as accurate and beginner friendly as possible, we're going to capo up to 2nd fret. The next thing that you want to know to play Fast Car is the structure of this song. We're going to start with a verse, then have another verse, and then one more verse, and then we're going to have a chorus, and then a verse, and then another chorus, and then one last little verse to take us out of the song. And the last thing that you want to know before we dive into Fast Car is the 4 chords that you need to play this song. The first one is C, the next one is G, the next one is E minor, and the last one is D. And I'll have short chord tutorials linked for all of those in the pinned comment below for those of you who need them. And with all that in mind, guys, let's dive into Fast Car. Guys, Fast Car is a beautiful and iconic acoustic guitar song, and I'm really stoked to share it with y'all today. It's also one of those songs that is actually a lot easier to play on guitar than it sounds. So the first thing we're going to take a look at is what we're playing for our verses, which is that iconic and beautiful picking pattern that is so easily associated with the song and so instantly recognizable. That's actually what's going to play through most of the song, and it's a little tricky, but it is a lot easier than it sounds. So with that in mind, let's take a look at our first shape here. It's going to look kind of like a C chord, and what we're going to do is we're going to have a 3rd fret on the A string, and what we're going to do is kind of hover our pointer finger here over the 1st fret on the B string. We're not going to put it down just yet. We're going to pick A, G, and B all together, and then we're going to hammer on to 1st fret on the B string with that pointer finger, just like this. And that's that iconic, recognizable kind of first note of the song right there. Just like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to open that back up from the B string, and we're going to pick an open G and an open B at the same time. Just like that. And that's our whole first shape. Just about like that. From there, we're on to our next shape, which is going to kind of look like a G shape. What we're going to do here is we're going to have a 3rd fret on the low E, an open G, and then a 3rd fret on the B string. We're going to pick all of those together. Just like that. And then we're going to pick that 3rd fret on the B string by itself, and then the open G by itself. And that's our whole second shape. Looks about like this, full speed. Just about like that. From there, we're on to our 3rd shape, and this one is going to be way up here. It's going to be a little bit different. We're going to have a 7th fret on the A string, and an 8th fret on the B string, and an open G. We're going to pick those 3 strings together. Just like that. And then we're going to pick the open G string by itself, and then the 8th on the B string by itself. And that's that whole shape. A little closer to full speed, it'll look kind of like this. Just about like that. And then we're going to slide this down to 5th fret on the A string and 7th fret on the B string, still with an open G. And we're going to pick those 3 together. And then we're going to pick 7th on the B string and then open G string. And that's what our last shape will look like, a little closer to full speed. Just about like that. And that picking pattern right there is going to repeat through all of our verses, which is, like I said, most of the song. So let's do one more guided walkthrough putting that all together. We're going to start here with this first shape that's kind of like a C chord. We'll start with the 3rd fret on the A. We're going to play the A, and then the G, and then the B all together, and hammer on to 1st on the B. And then we're going to take that 1st fret off the B, and then play an open G and open B at the same time. There we go. And then we're going to go to this G shape, which is our 2nd shape. We got 3rd fret on the low E, 3rd fret on the B, open G. We're going to play those 3 strings together all at the same time. Just like that. And then we've got a 3rd fret on the B, open G. Just like that. Then we're on to that 3rd shape, which is going to be that E minor shape. It's going to be 7th on the A and 8th on the B, open G. Play all 3 of those strings together. And then we're going to play open G, 8th on the B. And then we go to our last shape, the 4th shape here, which is this D shape. That's going to be 5th on the A string, 7th on the B string, open G string, all together. And then 7th on the B, open G. Just like that. And that is going to repeat through all of our verses, most of the song. So It is a little bit tricky. It's kind of a lot of moving parts, but this is actually, for a finger picking song, not incredibly difficult. And again, it's very repetitive throughout the song. So if you can get this down a couple of times, it does repeat this way through most of the song. There are a few little kind of articulates that actually happen where it changes up just a tiny, tiny bit in weird random places in the song. But this is the core of what's being played, and it does repeat through, like I said, most of the song. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to play through this a couple times very slowly so that you can make sure you got all the right stuff in all the right places. And then after that, I'll play through it a couple times full speed so you can match it up with the speed of the song. So slowly a couple times first, through the picking pattern that plays through all the verses on Fast Car will look about like this without me talking. And a couple of times full speed through the picking pattern that repeats through all the verses on Fast Car will look about like this without me talking. And from there, guys, the only other thing you need to know to play Fast Car on guitar is what we're playing for our choruses. Now, this is going to be quite a bit easier, but it is still kind of a lot to remember. But we do switch to a chord progression strum pattern thing, which will definitely be a little bit easier than that finger picking stuff. So first, let's take a look at our chord progressions here. We have 3, which is going to sound a little bit intimidating, but they're all pretty similar. So we'll start with the top one. That top chord progression is going to be C, G, E minor, and D. We're going to play through that one time. And then we're going to go to that second line there. We've got C, E minor, and D. We'll play through that one 2 times. Then we get to our last little progression there at the bottom. That's going to be C, and then D. We'll only play through that one time. And that last little bottom line there is going to take us out of the choruses and into whatever verse we're playing next. So what we're going to be doing for our strum pattern is a little bit interesting here. It's pretty simple and straightforward. For all of our non-starred chords, we're going to have 2 down strums. For all of our starred chords, we're going to have 1 down strum. The timing is a little bit funky on this though, so let's walk through this chord by chord together and I'll show you kind of what I mean. So starting with that top line, this one is the easiest. It's pretty straight out, pretty simple. All of those are just going to be 2 down strums kind of spaced out. So it's going to be like... just about like that. Pretty straightforward, simple chord progression, 2 down strums for each chord. Then we get to that second line, the one we repeat twice. For this one, the timing is weird. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a C chord and it has a star next to it. So we're going to play that one for 1 down strum, but we're going to be out of it really, really quick. So we're going to go C, E minor really quick, and then D, D, just like that. So one more time through that, what we got? We got a C with a single down strum. We got down, quickly to E minor, down. Let that E minor ring for just a second, and then we go to D. We're going to have 2 down strums. 1, 2. Closer to full speed. About like that. We're going to repeat that line twice. Now, like I said, nothing too crazy here, just single down strum for those 2 starred chords, and then the double down strum, 2 down strums for that last unstarred chord, the D chord. But it's just a little bit weird on the timing. So pay attention to that, play it along with the song, play it along with me when we do the play along for a second, you'll get it in no time. It's really not too terribly tricky. Then we get to that last line, and this last line's pretty straightforward. We got that C chord with the star next to it, and this one's gonna be pretty similar. We're gonna do a pretty quick C chord and then into the D chord pretty fast. So we're gonna go just about like that. And that's that last line, just pretty simple. So same thing there, guys. Interesting timing. We're going to stay on that C chord for a very short time. We're going to really just boom, and then quickly into the D chord and let that D chord ring out, and it'll take us into the verse. So one more guided walkthrough of that whole thing all together so we can make sure we got the timing down. Start here with that C chord on the top line. We're going to go down, 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 down. Second line. Down, 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 down. Second line again. Down, 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 down. Last line. Down, down. Let that D ring out into whatever verse you're going into. So nothing too crazy here, guys. Just a little bit of interesting timing, a couple chord progressions or a few chord progressions, but pretty straightforward. So with all that in mind, guys, this plays through once for each chorus. I'm going to go ahead and play through it twice so that you guys have a little more time to play along with me. But a couple times through that chord progression, or those chord progressions that play through once for each chorus, will look about like this without me talking. And guys, that is everything that you need to know to play Fast Car on guitar. As always, if you have any questions, you can hit me up in the comments down below. I'm usually pretty quick getting back to those. And again, if this video helps you out, hit that subscribe button. I have about 900 other guitar and ukulele lessons on this channel. I usually try to post at least 3 to 5 new lessons every single week. So if you're learning guitar or ukulele, there could not be a more perfect channel for you to check out. Hit up my Instagram and TikTok if you want to see short play-alongs with all of the songs that I've been teaching lately. Guys, Fast Car is a beautiful and iconic acoustic guitar song. I've been such in a vibe of just teaching and playing those kinds of songs lately. I just taught Wonderwall a few days ago, and I want to teach more of these kind of just iconic acoustic guitar songs. So if you have any recommendations, let me know. But this song is a beautiful one. When I sat down to actually learn this song, I was surprised that it was a lot easier than I expected it to be, because that kind of main riff, that main part that I'm sure most of you guys were really excited to learn, it sounds a lot more complicated than it is, but really it breaks down to a pretty simple 4-chord progression, and then just kind of finger picking through those chords. So I don't want to say it's easy, because it is a little bit advanced, it is a little bit tricky, it is finger picking, so it's not necessarily going to be super beginner friendly. But I would say as far as a finger picking song goes, it's actually pretty straightforward. So guys, anyways, I had a lot of fun learning this song. I hope you guys have a lot of fun learning as well, and hope you have a wonderful day. And I'll see y'all soon.